My name's Mallory Brick. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I'm 24.
David Bowden. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Natan Harrell.
I'm Gina Silverstein.
Sarah Gannulin.
Ashley Whalen.
I'm Emily Abramowitz.
BJ Bronston from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Melissa Jones.
Joshua Herman.
Eli Weinberg.
Michelle Hertzfeld. Jessica Ash.
Ariel Cantor.
I have a very limited Jewish background. I come from a mixed faith family.
I'm not really involved in the Jewish community back in New York City.
Originally from La Crosse, Wisconsin area, and there was no Jewish community there.
In New York, my Jewish involvement pretty much revolves around singing high holiday services.
I actually grew up in a Christian upbringing.
I heard about livnot through the Jewish Federation of Seattle, and it was just highly recommended.
Older age group, the community service aspect, the focus on being outdoors and connecting with the land all really spoke to me as something that I wanted to get out of an experience in Israel.
I think part of why livnot is so amazing is because already on the trip we're being expected to start giving back.
I particularly chose this program because of the focus on community service. I thought that it would give me a great connection to the real people. When you go to someone's home and you try to help, so, painting, we painted the outside of a building in Jerusalem. We cleaned up the yard outside of a low-income complex here in Safat. You don't have any idea how people really live until you see it. So I think community service really gave me a better picture of what Israel is like.
We're given a free trip, so I wanted to be able to give back. The community service part of the program was a good experience. For me, it was a little bit difficult to hear about the issues that the people we were helping were facing. They're very real issues, very raw issues, issues that I don't typically deal with at home because it's outside of my comfort zone.
The program met my expectations and more. I mean, I couldn't have ever dreamed that they would do such a good job of teaching about, I guess you could say, Jewish spirituality and the Jewish tradition in such an inclusive way, and also in an, I guess you could say, experiential way.
The community service was a connection to the people, and the hiking would be a connection to the land.
When our first big hike up Masada, I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. I'm going to walk fast. I'm going to climb up to the top. It's supposed to be 20 minutes or something. And I get started, and within 5 minutes, I was out of breath, sweating bullets, completely out of my comfort zone. I'm not an athletic individual. And, people, there was no judgment. There were people looking and helping me up along the entire way.
But until you're sitting in this dark, damp cave in complete pitch black silence, and you realize that people did this for months at a time just to survive. That's it. You really, once you step back out, you're not the same.
The principles that I learned from livnot and that I think livnot is based on, I have taken the past year ever since doing the program and tried to build a foundation in my real life back in New York.
I happen to be fortunate to be living in Brooklyn. There's probably 10 of us in that area, close to 10 of us in that general area, so we've been talking about doing Shabbat meals once a month.
Now I think that it's something that I understand that there's several avenues to go and to practice my Judaism, and that it doesn't have to be, overly religious, and it can be much more of a community base.
The group becomes so tightly knit, and we're learning about our Jewish heritage at the same pace that we really kind of embrace it a lot stronger than we don't feel like we're being left out or left behind.
The campus is wonderful. I think it's great that it's at the end. It's very community.
This really makes it feel like I've been able to have a second chance at coming back to a Jewish community.
Every time we have a meal together, we make sure that everything is prepared together. So when we go on hikes and we'll take food to have lunch together on the hike, people will be in charge of taking different parts. So one person will take cucumbers for the whole group. Another person will take the tomatoes for the whole group.
The singing together that we did, the eating and the cooking together that we did,
Gave us all a sense of community, working together. All pretensions were dropped.
just physical work. A lot of the physical work with our hands kind of brings people together. When you find yourself in a situation with someone where you're working together side by side, I don't know, it tends to bring out conversation that wouldn't happen otherwise.
the community aspect, I've felt more supported here than I have in my life.
I'm taking home a greater understanding of where it is that I come from.
Livnot taught me a lot about myself.
You're climbing a ladder, and I just want to get to the top quick, and I just want a quick answer, like uphill. But I think that this program taught me that as long as I continue to develop and create more questions, I am climbing the ladder.
There's certainly a sense of pride in being Jewish that I've been able to appreciate here.
It makes me want to come back and learn more about the country and continue on and learning about my Jewish heritage.
But I'm definitely going to go home with the desire to learn more.
Livnot is an eye-opening experience to what your potential could be.
Livnot is like a beautiful struggle.
It was the most intense growing experience I've ever had in my life, in every aspect of my being.
A reminder of how one should strive to live his life.
It was purely the giving of knowledge and sharing of knowledge, and then the choices were left up to us, and I feel so empowered.
And just a very emotionally safe environment to talk about politics, Judaism, ask questions.
And a way not to sleep through your life. So Livnot has given me a guideline to try to a better way to live my life.
I'd say one word is questioning.
I guess the one word that would come to mind is transcendent.
Bringing home a better me.
Livnot is an experience that I want to take home for life.